Christa, now, regarding these phone calls, it really involves a conversation between Michelle Boat and her husband, Nicholas, and he's still her husband. Meanwhile, he was estranged, they had an issue. And the question is, do you think that that information should come in? Now, I mind you in that witness list, now we haven't seen it yet because it hasn't been filed, but we did hear them say that the defense had an objection to the husband testifying. Now, can the husband break the privilege, come in and testify about these phone calls if he wishes to?
Sure, he's a holder of the privilege. They both hold the privilege. Now, if it depends upon the subject matter of the testimony, a spouse cannot be compelled to testify against his wife in certain circumstances, but there are exceptions to it. And in this particular case, with the fact that they were estranged, I think you might find some exceptions available. And he can, of course, waive that privilege. So I think that you can see it happening here. Mm-hmm. I'm not exactly sure if it will or not.
All right, so I don't think he's being compelled to testify. If you remember from the backgrounder, yes, he posted something saying how sad he was and how much he loved the victim in this case. So I think he probably wants to come in and make that right. So he's coming in on his own volition. And that conversation, apparently the problem that the defense has with it is that it includes her admissions of some prior offenses that she's actually charged with as well, and that is beating up her husband. So she had a clean record until about March of last year, where she then beats up her husband. He gets a non-contact order. She violates that order a number of times, gets charged with that as well. Those are the only charges she has on her record, and that's what some of what's in those conversations. And the defense doesn't want that background in. So where does the court fall on all that?
See, now when you're getting into the non-contact order, that's actually part of this particular trial. So in that case, I think that the court's not going to allow it because that's an admission in this particular case that she violated the no contact order, which then would therefore mean she is actually testifying against herself in her criminal trial. And I think that you might see the judge come down on that tape can't come in.